My name's Ian Roberts. I run three businesses, all doing the same thing in office interiors, office furniture and high net worth property fit outs. In 2008-2009, when the recession took hold, it certainly hit us very hard. We were losing sales to companies going out of business. We were losing sales because the government were closing down on spend because of the recession. And we realised that we physically couldn't continue to fund the businesses with the losses that we were getting because of the lack of sales. We wanted to save either one, two or three businesses, but we also had a massive issue where we had to sort out intercompany funding and restructuring of the business. Our options really, we felt, were quite limited. Our existing accountants gave us a very black picture of what we should be doing. We had three companies, all of which none of them were performing well. And the ultimate choice eventually was to liquidate Banbury Office Interiors, but also to get the support that we needed to actually get rid of one business and sort out intercompany transactions also without taking the other ones down with it. We were so emotionally tired. We were in danger of losing our home, and secondly, the thought of putting in more and more and more money, as we had done for a number of years and more intensively within those last sort of couple of months. We were so tired, in fact we actually wanted to bail out anyway, but we also wanted to find out whether there was one last solution before we done that, and 4R gave us the road and the route to that. What impressed me the most about 4R was the fact that we had quite immediate problems which we needed dealt with, and we also had the long-term issues to sort out. But when we met them, their initial conversation wasn't about upfront money. Most of the people we met wanted money off of us before they would do anything. 4R actually just took the bull by the horns, dealt with some of the immediate people like the bailiffs and things that we needed, and we were able then to take time to move forward with them, and that's really what cemented our relationship. Until 4R arrived, we didn't really understand the position of preferential treatment of our money against the creditors' money, and certainly against intercompany transactions that we had. So up until that point, we didn't actually know some of the consequences that could have come from that if we'd have actually taken back our own money and left the creditors at risk. What happened next with 4R was they spent a lot of time with us to show us the options, certainly looked at the strategy for us and set out a clear plan for us to close one of the businesses and to move forward from that position. A CVL for us, which we just didn't know much about at the time until 4R came in to help us. And they identified that we were insolvent, and as directors we needed to close the business down, and at the same time we needed to appoint an insolvency practitioner who could professionally close the business legally and at the same time write and confirm all of this to our creditors. The strategy and the advice we got from 4R was virtually perfect all the way through as we went through each process, and as we resolved intercompany transactions before we took the full process of closing the business, worked perfectly for us, and quite frankly we would have been too frightened to have looked at some of those options. The support we got throughout the process and the strategy they helped us with worked perfectly. They delivered on everything they said they were going to, and we certainly concluded everything within the time frames that we believed it was possible to do it in. We were looking around for companies to help us. Obviously we had difficulties with due diligence because we didn't want to go talking to lots of other people and telling people about our particular problem. What we decided to do is, once we trusted somebody like 4R who came in, we actually asked them for references, of which we were supplied a number of references. We took up those references and actually got very, very good references on everyone that we rang, which really reinforced what we thought about them from our initial meeting. We were surprised, to be fair, having had a look around, at how cost effective it was for the type of service we were going to get. And I think that the nice thing about this is that we were given the opportunity to look, there was no pressure on us to do so. And when we initially understood the sums involved, without upfront fees, we thought it was very competitive compared to what we'd looked round, even with our own accountants, of what that was going to cost us. We had a specific problem at Banbury Office Interiors where we had intercompany trading, and we needed to resolve that, not only as directors but as other company interests that we had. And we didn't know any of the solutions to that before. Our definitely had all the solutions, obviously very versed in this over time. We took that advice and it worked perfectly for us, and we were able to resolve all of our issues with intercompany trading. The 3 points that we would recommend to business owners is not, what point one would be not to give away personal guarantees to raise funding for your business. Point two would definitely be recognise whether you've got major cash issues, or certainly know that you're going insolvent or becoming insolvent. And point three would be to look around for independent support and professional support like 4R. I'd like to thank 4R for their help, their support and their expertise in helping us turn our situation around. For that reason, I would like to recommend them to any other businesses and business owners suffering or confronting the same issues that we did.